Welcome to the Monday morning message. I don't see color. My parents raised me not to see color. I'm colorblind. How many times have you heard one of these statements? How many times have you said one of these statements or some variation thereof? These phrases are commonly used to indicate one's lack of racism. It is a statement of proof that seeks to communicate to others that the speaker does not discriminate or isn't racist. Colorblindness is not anti-racist. It is a position of erasure. One must challenge the notion of not seeing color because you aren't walking around viewing people void of who they are, their race, culture, ethnicity. Colorblindness ideology actually is an assimilationist-based ideology that suggests that instead of seeing you as who you are, I view you as what I believe the norm should be. This is very dangerous. One of the primary fears of this being that the refusal to take public note of race actually allows people to ignore manifestations of persistent discrimination. So let's address how this is manifested in the classroom. There are a few problematic mindsets. Mindset number one, if I acknowledge the racial or ethnic backgrounds of my students or myself, then I may be considered racist. Mindset number two, if I admit that people experience and see the world differently, I may be seen as politically incorrect. I may offend others, such as my students or colleagues, if I express my beliefs and reservations on topics about race. Mindset number three, I should treat all my students the same, regardless of race and who they are. These have major implications for practice. On the classroom level, teachers, we have to recognize students' racial and ethnic backgrounds in order to adequately plan for, work with, and teach our students in a complete manner. We are not just teaching curriculum. We are teaching people, multidimensional people. On a policy level, when we adopt colorblind ideologies, when we are developing and analyzing educational policies, we will miss explicit, systemic, broader disparities. For example, the over-referral of African American students, the underrepresentation of African American students in gifted education, and that's just to name a few. It is time we move into living color. There are costs to clinging to a colorblind ideology. By claiming you don't see color, you choose to avert your eyes from the practices that continually work to marginalize and oppress people of color. So my challenge to you is to ensure that you are reflecting on your own practice and mindsets and that you are shifting your pedagogy into living color. I hope you all have enjoyed today's Monday morning message, and I will see you again next week.